A marriage. His paintings were small, suggestions of houses, pinpricks of green for trees. She'd set her glass down, say, "Paint like you're blind for memory and passion," 2 words he especially didn't care for. She'd say, "Paint like you're on fire." But their house was already burning, and he was going blind and deaf. So he'd carry the painting back down to the basement, resume with his thinnest sable brush. He would never touch her the way she wanted, though she kept asking him to, like this, in front of everybody. Mutanabbi Street, Baghdad. On a pile of bricks, someone has left a pink plastic flower, a pair of glasses, and a book with crisp white pages. They glowed in the black debris of Mutanabbi Street. "This is his shoe," a man cried out. "I bought it for him." It was Friday, 9:06 a.m. The man was slim with peppery hair and square, gray-tinted glasses. He clutched a black chunk of leather melted by the heat. "I bought it for him." He kissed the piece of leather, placed it gently next to the flower, the eyeglasses, and the book. "Come and see it," he yelled, to 5 men carefully digging through debris. "It's his size." "This is your shoe," he yelled to the pale blue sky. "My son, I bought it for you." The 6 men, all relatives, were hunting for a teenager's remains. The boy had been shopping for notebooks on Mutanabbi Street, named for a 10th century poet. They'd been digging since Wednesday, morning till night. The men stared blankly at the shoe. No one had the heart to speak, so they kept digging. "Don't step so hard," the father said. "Don't harm him." Snapshot at Uxmal, 1972. Leaning into the sun-warmed stone, she must be 50, still beautiful, her strong frame easy inside her loose shirt and jeans. He's gone to a larger ruin for the day, someplace deeper in the jungle, more challenging to reach by jeep or tank. Here where the early Mayans worshipped the sun, appeased their gods with routine live sacrifice, she will photograph only small details in black and white. Later, he'll describe the jungle's colors, ornate bird plumage, the vast scale of what he saw. She will need the afternoon to document a single weed growing through a crack in the pediment, a candy wrapper blown against an ancient step. And there is the daughter, 15 and not quite as sullen as she's going to be, shouldering the pack of lenses, her mother's fine-grained film. Her father's impatience hasn't flared in her yet, though she carries that too, an unstruck match, trailing her mother through the tall, dry grass. The greater good. With the truck, I could move that, open a restaurant, or practice medicine. I'd try harder, and if I tried harder, could move that without a truck. This would leave less of a footprint, and my own feet might widen with use, creating steady platforms on which to perambulate, to see what needs seeing to, on behalf of those who need to be seen. How badly they need to be seen, the unseen ones, and heard, and sometimes touched. Hell, I need a truck. With a truck, everything would be much improved. Won't you buy me a truck? I could provide a dog to ride shotgun, muzzle wedged at the window, one who alternates between biting at and smiling into the oncoming wind, who airs his piebald gums to the delight of all those we pass or who pass. A most excellent truck and corresponding dog on the road to the greater good. The trick. Blinking in the half-light, almost bright after the school's dim corridors, we'd pass the line of poplars, tall black sentries at the outer limits of the playfield. Streetlights flicked on, one at a time, new snow coming down heavy and wet. We ran the hill and slid, our boots etching serpentines on the snowy sidewalk. A big boulevard to cross, then the empty lot whose Scotch pines knelt beneath the snow's accumulation, blue in this light, before the final dangerous curve. We always sensed them, but were never prepared for the 3 or 4 boys crouched between the blind flanks of houses, coiled to grab our hats and run with impossible suddenness, school bags slung like ammo belts across their 8-year-old chests. We jammed the hats our mothers bought deep in our pockets like charms, anything to deflect their rough attentions, though I knew it meant they liked us. I had 2 brothers and understood to love meant to torment. A schoolmate's mother who sang in a barbershop quartet had already hung herself at home. Another child's father would soon seal his garage door with duct tape and start the family car. She left no note. His would say he loved them all. I thought the trick was to sidestep even the smallest emergencies, disappear in our blue or gray duffel coats, hats clamped in our wet fists, to will them by like fire engines when the fire is elsewhere and much more urgent, until they'd blown past, their boisterous voices receding, their 3 or 4 Canadiens jackets drawing so close to the vanishing point you could hide them by holding up a thumb. We'd walk home quietly in the softly falling snow, small monks who remained, to all appearances, untouched. This morning after an execution at San Quentin, my husband said he felt human again after days of stomach flu, made himself French toast, then lay down again to be sure. I took our daughter to the zoo where she stood on small flowered legs, transfixed by the drone of the howler monkey, a sound more wretch than howl. Singing monkey, my girl says. She is well rested. We all are. As we slept, cold spring air arrived, blown from the bay where San Quentin casts its sharp light. Tonight my girl will tell her father, a man restored, even grateful for a day or so, about what she saw in the raised cage. Monkey singing, she will tell him, and later tell every corner of her cool, dark room, until the crib springs ease because she's run out of joy and fallen asleep on her knees.